Well, hello everybody. Spectacular, the Silver Stacular, is here. If you watch one of my more recent videos, I had gone into a coin shop and they had a tray that was destined for the melter. This whole thing was going to be melted, some foreign stuff in there, a little bit of some United States stuff. I didn't know what I was looking at, to be honest with you, but the coins were so neat, they just had me drawn to them. And I did pick some up. I had many comments on that video saying like, oh, I hope you went through it. I did actually go through it, and I want to show you what I ended up picking up. So kind of a fun fact, all those coins that were in that tray are now sold. They're gone. But what was nice for me is I had first dibs, and this is my first dibs right here. So I don't know what hardly any of these are. There's a few that I'm familiar with, some of the Mexican coinage here that I've seen before. But what I'm going to try to do is, as I show you a coin, if I can find some information about it, I'll just go ahead and throw it into the video after the coin's been showed. So some of the ones I'm familiar with, and let me get another glove on just so I can touch with both hands. Some are junky, some have some spots. This right here is one of the Mexican pieces. I've had these before. This one right here has some junk on the front there. Usually everybody's always into, junk on the back, but this one has some junk in the front. Not junk in the trunk, junk in the front. Here's a nicer one right here, 1977. And these might all be 1977s. No, here's a 1978. As soon as I say that, 1978. Now the Mexican stuff, and a lot of this stuff, is all weird to me when it comes to the purity. So here's an example of 0.720. That's the fineness. So instead of 90% silver, it's 0.72. And here's a couple, here's one more of those. So another 1978. Hopefully you can enjoy that and see that. The back is so neat on these, right? It looks almost like a fake coin the way they did it. Very cool. So when I was going through that tray, I started with the familiar stuff. So if I seen something that I knew about, like the Mexican coinage, I kind of picked that out first. And as I was going through, I found more and more that I was not familiar with, and I wanted to grab it. Here's an example of one that I'm not familiar with, but it seemed like it must have been a Mexican coin because I seen the little symbol on the back, which I'm familiar with. And then of course it says Mexicanos. So, and listen, if anybody knows a lot about these coins, I am totally cool with you putting into the comments down below, some information about any of these coins for those of you that may be foreign coin collectors, because I don't know much about them. I know they're fascinating and I want to learn more, and them being silver, I had to get my hands on them too. So here's some edge writing, which I love. Some cool pieces, right? There's another Mexican piece. And pretty much all the larger size coins I was after. I was definitely picking those up. So I think you have Hidalgo right here. Yep, it says right there on the neck part right there, Hidalgo. So just a very, very neat little obverse. And then the reverse. Well, I guess you think that's the reverse? Because sometimes the Mexican coinage is a little bit backwards. But again, we get the 0.720 fineness. Kind of interesting. I don't know if any of these are worth anything or what. This one says it's from 1951. So here's another Hidalgo. And again, it says right on there, they're very proud of Hidalgo. And 1956. So just a little bit different than compared to the other one. The other one has like a little wreath around it. This one right here does not. Interesting. And probably a little bit, no, about the same size. Oh, and it has edge writing on that first one too. Here's a couple of the similar ones. We have some Balboa, not to be confused with Rocky Balboa from the Rocky movies. A little different, right? Neat, very neat looking. And look at this backing right here, this reverse. So cool. People are probably gonna hammer me. They're gonna be like, oh no, that's the reverse and that's the obverse. If I had to guess, this is right here is probably actually the front. But what do we got here? So these are actually 90% silver. So real cool, 1934 and a 1947. 90% silver. So hey, you know what? Right now with the coronavirus and all the craziness going on in the precious metals markets, 90% silver is scarce. And in fact, all silver is scarce. So that's why I picked this stuff up. Normally, I probably would not have even looked at this stuff twice, but this forced me to go out of my comfort zone, and I'm very glad I did. What a cool thing to collect now. I've always said that I'm not that into foreign coins. I'm starting to get the itch now. Dominican Republic. I don't know much about this one though, besides it saying 1955. I don't know the purity. It says 26.7 grams, but that doesn't really explain the purity. Oop, drop that one. I have to look into that one more. What's next? I'm gonna try to do the big ones first. Get rid of all the big ones. So let's move these down. Here's a 1939 26.7 grams. So another Dominican Republic. And we got the reeded edge on these ones, right? On both of them? Yes, reeded edge on both of these. And let's see, another one of comparable size. Here's a Hidalgo, so another Mexican one. Hopefully the lighting's good enough to where we can see these. Let me try to move that a little bit. It's got some character on this one for sure. All that toning going on to it. 1955. From 1859 to 1959. Okay. 1959. Yeah, see, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Some of you that are actually collectors of this stuff are probably freaking out right now, going, come on, Spectacular, that's obviously a Hidalgo, worth $300 million. And I have no idea. 1956 on this one. Cool. So this guy's got actually a cool little beard on, doesn't he? Cool little beard versus no beard. So very cool. All right. Starting to get a little smaller now. This must be an Australian one because I think I've seen this one on the floor and stuff. Let me actually zoom in real quick. What am I doing? Let me zoom in a little bit. I think we can see better when I zoom in. So 50 on this one. This is really cool. It's got the kangaroo and I guess it's an emu. Unless I got a different bird over there. This is a very cool coin. Very cool. Just so busy on this side. Yeah, Australia, 1966. Beautiful coin, Australia. Beautiful. Big fan of that. Very neat. In love with that one. What else? Here's a little Balboa. Rocky Balboa. Compared to, where's the bigger ones? Here it is. So I'd assume that these are going to be 50 or 90% silver. But you know what you get for assuming, so let me see if it says on there. Yes, 90% on the left-hand side right there. So 1947. Very neat. This one looks cool too, right? Republic of Panama. 90% silver coin. 1953. A lot of toning here. A lot of detail too on this, on the little coat of arms there in the middle. Very cool. Oh, okay, another Balboa. Was that the same as the other one? Yes, it was. Pretty similar. Well, it's similar, but it's not totally the same. If you look at it, the writing is off to the side a little bit different than one of them. So what are we talking about years? 1947, 1953. So they made them a little bit different apparently, just slightly. You can see like how the DE up here on top of this one, it's right above the, I guess it's an eagle's head. Whereas this one right here is off to the right of the eagle's head. So, you know, little subtle differences. Same size, let me see. Yeah, same size. Interesting. Let's go to this one. This is very shiny. What is this? Groningen der Nether. Oh, so like the Netherland coin. So this is a very shiny one. We've got a BU one here. Ooh, and the edge writing. I just noticed. What does this say? God. ZIJ. A star. MET. ONS. All right. Well, I know what God means. That's about as far as I can go on that one. 2.5 G. Netherland. 1966. Beautiful looking coin though, huh? That lion right there. I mean, I guess it's a lion. It's like a lion fell in love with a dragon and they had a kid, and now they can hold swords. So very fun. Here's a Mexican one here, looks like. 50 centavos, 1944, with that cap all, I guess it's a cap, right? Kind of all shining. And what's, yeah, another .720. I don't know anything about them, everybody. I know nothing. It's cool to look at, though. What a neat thing to just sit here and peer over. Look at this one. Like a phoenix, you think? Is that what that is? A phoenix, maybe? Or maybe a dragon? Well, it has like feathers, so I would say maybe a phoenix. This is... oh boy. The old Bundersrepublik. The old Bundersrepublik. Yep. Oh, maybe it's Dutch? Is that possible? Looks like it says Dutch on it. 1967. 5 mark. Cool. Here's another one. And I've seen OmniRex on things before. This is a shilling. So 2 shilling. And what's the date? Oh, 1942. I'll tell you what, in hindsight, I should have been greedy and I should have bought all of them because I didn't know I was going to love them so much. But on the same token, it is nice to share and get other people some. Hopefully not everybody bought them all and they were able to, you know, get some and somebody else got some, because that'll actually make it fun to split that little bit of stuff up a little bit more. 50 cents, 1966. It's got a marlin on it or a swordfish. I don't know how to tell the difference, but one of those animals. So that's very pretty. Elizabeth II, Bahama, so the Bahama Islands. What's this one? Another OmniRex one? Oh, it's a florin. I know this one, so I have the actual coin ring of this, that's why I picked it up. But again, very cool, 1947, and in pretty decent condition, I would say, for a florin, right? Cool. So we're getting smaller here. We're getting the little ones. Another OmniRex and another florin from 1916. Golly. So here's an old one. Over 100 years old on this bad boy. Fantastic. We got here Portuguese. Is that a Portuguese coin? 1947. Got a ship on it. That's why I got this one. I figured if it has a ship on it, it's got to be cool, right? And well, that's a weird. How do you do that? $5.00. Hey, you all put the dollar sign in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be over here to the left. What are you doing? I don't know what I'm looking at here, but this is cool, right? It has a ship on it. Has to be neat. Another Omnirex one. He's on a lot of coinage, this guy. Let's see, 1939. Ooh, it's got a cool back to it too. Got like a crazy looking lion with a forked tail on top of a crown. 1 shilling. Instant collection right here, right? Instant collection. Before this, my foreign coinage was like limited to like 4 or 5 pieces only. So, oh, this must be a Mexican one, right? Libertad? Is that what that is? 1950, another over 100 years old. This is from Cuba, actually. So, Cuba, very neat. Centavos. Getting real small now, ladies and gentlemen. Real tiny. So there's a coat of arms with some kind of bird, looks like. And 1 mark. Is this German, maybe? Yeah, well, it says Reich on it. It might be a German coin. Or Prussian? I'm not sure how that works. 1881. Whoa. I feel like that's got to be worth something, right? It's got to be worth something to somebody. I mean, it's worth something to me for sure. All right, here we go. 20 centavos from the Filipinas. United States of America. All right, so that was our control on the Philippine currency and us making stuff for them, 1903. So that's cool. I bet I could find that one in the red book, this one right here. You know what, real quick, let me do that. So 1903, in this condition, I don't know, you know, how can I tell condition on this thing? I would say it's maybe between very fine and extra fine, so a couple bucks, you know, according to this right here. Definitely not an MS by any means or AU, but according to that, as long as I'm getting the mint right, which I think is just no mint mark, around that price. So 5 million minted. Kind of cool, right? Kind of cool to just get something different. All right, let's keep going. I only got a few left here. All right, another Omnirex. And this is a 1 shilling, so 1942. What was the one we seen earlier? Was that in 1942 as well? Let me see. It's right here. No, 1939 on this one, 1942 on this one. So a little different. Now really small coins. I do have to zoom in for this because these things are itty bitty. Some of them are. All right, look at this. This is some kind of like Asian coin, I would imagine. Again, it's got like the phoenix on it. I guess it's a phoenix. I mean, that's what I would call it, or a chicken. It's a phoenix chicken. And 100 yen. So yeah, got to be like Chinese, I guess. So very, very neat to see the giant phoenix chicken on their coinage. Here's another little guy. Tiny, right? Very tiny. A lot of detail going on here. Half franc, 1946. And a 10 centavos. Is this another Philippine issue? Yeah, it is. So, is that 1945? Yeah, 1945D. There's the mint mark D. Did the other one have the mint mark there? No, it just has a dot. So 1945D for a 10 centavos. Let's look that one up real quick because I still have the red book here. Silver coinage. Okay, so here we go. 1945D. So, whoo, they made a lot. 137 million. $1.25 and very fine. It's in decent condition, but still not worth a whole lot, but it is small. It's way smaller I'd say it's about dime size-ish. You know, maybe a little smaller than a dime, but not much. Approximately dime size. All right, let's keep moving on. Here's a tiny little, looks like a Mexican one. So here's a 10 centavos, 1934. And yeah, it's a Mexican one. So pretty neat for a little guy like that, huh? Like the reeded edge. And one more after this one. Oh, it's getting hard to see now. What? With the Hamina? So is this another Netherland one? I think it is a Netherland. Yeah. Okay. Netherland, 10 cents, 1943. And the last of the Mohicans right here is a tiny little guy, 1947. So that's my little collection I was able to get there from the local coin shop before they went to the melting pot. And like I said, these are all sold out now. That entire tray they had was gone. These are just some of the ones I handpicked. Let me know what you think. Maybe you want to be a foreign collector now. Maybe I got some treasure in here and I don't even know about it yet. I'm going to try to learn more about these now that I have them out. If you want to go ahead and put your little comment in the video so you can help us out and try to learn more about these coins, I'd appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And be sure to subscribe. Spectacular is out.